Hello and welcome to Sandy Springs Municipal Court. There are several things we must tell you before court proceedings begin, and then the docket is called. There are procedures that are adopted for public safety, and then there are court rules and regulations. Let's begin with a few simple things. No weapons of any type are permitted in the courtroom. Please silence all cell phones. Restrooms are up the hall to the right. Please keep small children with you at all times. Should your child become disruptive, please leave the courtroom. If you need to leave the courtroom, please give your name to court security before you leave. In the event the courtroom fills to capacity, priority seating is given to people with a case on today's docket, attorneys, and parents of minors. Now, before we begin, please pay close attention as we go over your rights. You are presumed innocent. You have the right to an attorney. You may be eligible for the services of a public defender under certain circumstances. See the court clerk for details. You have the right to represent yourself. If you represent yourself, you will lose the legal expertise that only a trained attorney can provide. Furthermore, you will be held to the same standards as a lawyer. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a speedy trial. If you have been charged with an ordinance violation of the Code of Sandy Springs, you have a right to a bench trial in this court. If you have been charged with a traffic violation or a misdemeanor violation of the Criminal Code of Georgia, you have the right to a bench trial in this court, or you have the right to a jury trial in the State Court of Fulton County. At a trial, you have the right to confront witnesses against you and ask them questions. You have the right to compel witnesses to come to court to testify in your defense. See the court clerk for details. You have the right to present evidence and produce exhibits in your defense. The case against you must be proven by the city beyond a reasonable doubt. If convicted, you have the right to appeal in most cases. If you are under 19 years of age, you should have a parent or guardian accompany you to court. If you are 19 or 20 years old, it is recommended that a parent or guardian be present. If you are a non-citizen, a plea or conviction in this court may affect your immigration status. Today's court proceeding is an arraignment. Arraignment means you are here to enter a plea in your case. There are several ways you may answer when your name is called. If you have an attorney, tell the judge that you have an attorney. If you do not have an attorney, you may answer not guilty and your case will be rescheduled for a trial. You may also respond guilty. In effect, you are admitting the charges against you. Or you can answer nolo contendere, more commonly known as a no contest plea. If you enter a nolo plea, you are stating to the court that you do not contest the charges as stated in the citation. You are not admitting guilt. The sentence for a nolo plea is treated the same as a guilty plea. If a nolo plea is entered on a traffic charge, it will appear on your driver's history. And if entered on a misdemeanor criminal charge, it will appear on your criminal history. However, if you are 21 years of age or older, a nolo plea to a moving traffic violation may prevent points from being assessed against your Georgia driver's license or suspension of your Georgia license. A nolo plea may only be used once in a 5-year period to possibly prevent points being assessed against or suspension of your Georgia license. A nolo plea will not keep your Georgia driver's license from being suspended if you are charged with driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. If you are under 21 years of age at the time of conviction, a nolo plea will not keep your Georgia driver's license from being suspended if you are charged with a traffic offense for which 4 or more points will be assessed against your driving record. If you choose to enter a guilty or nolo contendere plea, you will go before the court today, and the judge will determine your sentence. Instead of announcing a plea, you may announce pretrial. Pretrial means you are requesting to speak to the city solicitor in order to negotiate a plea to your charge. If you request a pretrial, then you must be willing to waive your right to an attorney and your right to remain silent. If you are unable to negotiate a plea to your charge with the city solicitor, your right to an attorney and your right to remain silent will remain with you through all further court proceedings until a final determination of your charges is reached. Violation of Sandy Springs city ordinances are crimes under the law and typically have a maximum allowable sentence of a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail on each count. Traffic offenses are misdemeanor crimes under the laws of this state and typically have a maximum allowable sentence of a $1,000 fine and 12 months in jail on each count. When you arrived at court today, you should have received a form which is a waiver of your right to an attorney and your right to remain silent. If you intend to ask for a pretrial conference, you must read, understand, and sign this document and present it to the solicitor before you can discuss the charges against you. If you announce that you are entering a guilty or nolo contendere plea today, you will receive a form after the call of the calendar, which is a waiver of all rights given to you by the U.S. Constitution and the Constitution of Georgia. You must read, understand, and sign this waiver before you enter your plea. If you have any questions concerning your rights, the judge will answer those questions when you are called before the court. If you announce not guilty, the court will address your trial date with you after the call of the calendar. Thank you for your attention. We are now ready to begin our court session.